Okay, in your zip folder, I was looking for a style guide and I see an Illustrator file, but all I see here is this graphic. So there was supposed to be something like a PDF of your color choices. So here's an example Ashley did in class. Another example, and you're going to customize as you move from week to week. So you make sure you include that for your milestone submission. Now, I noticed though in your Muse file that there's a couple things that was not done correctly. You wanted to add your about information onto the about page. So you left this on the home page. You have to create a plus sign. You see this little plus sign? I'm going to click on that. I'm going to name this about. Okay, and then what you want to do is you're going to move this information over into that other about on the about page. Now I'm going to give you some suggestions on that, so we'll do that in just a second. Let me open up your master page. I want to see how that's set up. Okay, you got a graphic up here. I'm not sure how yellow and with this color scheme, how that would work. Now you're going to do another navigation bar. You're going to be using the widgets library, and you're going to be adding a menu called horizontal, and that's going to bring over and you would customize it. So like for example, anytime I add a new page, like for example, I can go up here to the About Starter. I can add a portfolio page. I can then keep adding contact page, and it automatically is going to add and continue that. So what you do here is then you customize this, and we learn this next week. So you click on the first button, you come up here and change the fill color to black. Okay, then I'm going to click on my text tool, and I'm going to change the text color. I'm thinking though you might want to do the pink instead. And what I'm thinking that you might think about doing as well is, of course you would change your font and your font size to fit with what your style guide is, for that purpose. So, you definitely want to do something like that. But I think you want to keep it that way, and not I would definitely not think about using the yellow there. Now, let's get the home page set, the content moved over. Okay, so in graphic design, the flow of this is not set up. It's not set up correctly with the flow. So what I want to have you suggest doing. So here's blue. Okay, so you got this blue, pink. There's a slight yellow, but I think we can use that something differently. So what I'm thinking we'll do here, I'm going to go back here to the main thumbnail. I'm going to right click on the About page. I'm going to add column guides, just like you do in Illustrator and InDesign. I'm going to do 5 columns. Okay, and then when I come and open up the About page, see I have 5 columns added. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the introduction, I'm going to copy it over. I'm going to move this all around. So what I'm thinking that we do here, we'll move this over so it fits that first column, and then what I want to do is move this over to 2 columns. Okay, and then you got your graphic here, so let's cut that out. So it fits within that column. I have to resize just a little bit to fit in. I'm going to bring this over. Have it go across 2 columns. Again, you can play with this a little bit, if you needed to. And then what we want to do, education, let's bring that over. So here I'm going to bring it down here. I want to try to keep everything consistent. So I'm going to bring that and resize that over. I'm going to resize this over. There we go. Summary. See, you could almost put the summary information in here. Let's take contact. So, but what we'll do is we'll bring this contact over. And then I want to make sure I line this up perfectly. So see the little blue guide comes up, lines it up. Now the thing that you want to do though, you want to keep certain things consistent, as you're going in here. So I definitely add guides, and that will definitely help out. Okay, definitely help without this flow. Now this is probably your logo, I would assume. So let me delete this other text here. Okay, so if this is, I would assume, is this your logo? I don't know if that is. So if that's your logo, you can usually your logo will go up here in the top left. But if you want to bring that in, I mean, I guess what we could do is we could bring this over and put this over here in the last column. Something like that to kind of end it, and so forth. That might be something. Again, what I'm trying to do is help with the flow. Now, the second thing you got to do is, like, for example, education is all in uppercase, but introduction is not. So you got to keep everything consistent. So same thing with contact. So the extra space there. So you gotta watch out for that. Then second thing I would do is we would want to bring in under education. You want to bold the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. Anywhere there's a date, you want to italicize it. Okay. Here, name of the company, bold it, italicize. Make sure there's a space between March 2016 and that. So italicize it. Looks like there needs a space there as well. Okay. In here in this paragraph of text that you're working with, make sure you bold and italicize important phrases, like, for example, United States Army veteran, and then you could utilize your color scheme to bring that in. So license, bold that, and see, make that blue. Those are important things to bring out, so you definitely want to look at that as well.